for you when we finish talking about the creatures. And I don't know about you, but the greatest subliminal love of my life was Nana Muscuri.
Who?
You don't know her either.
I remember Nana singing in the Eurovision.
Oh my God, she was such a beautiful woman.
With the long, straight black hair.
And the most beautiful, mellifluous voice.
And glasses.
Yeah, her voice was like swimming through a lake of warm honey.
She's a politician now.
She is a politician now, God help her and bless her indeed. But we're coming on, Sean is getting that out for us, and we will look forward to that in a moment or two. But in the meantime, we're going to talk about the animal kingdom. And I'm just so enthused. Spring is here, the grass is riz. I wonder where the boides is. Some say the boid is on the wing, but that's absurd. The wing is on the boid. You're seeing some of that now.
Yes, we are.
Oh, yeah.
Wildlife, and we've had several small rabbits brought in.
Really?
Yeah, already. Rabbits found wandering on the road or out of the...
I did this once, a long, long time ago. And the vet was round on Catherine Street, where the pizza restaurant is at the moment.
That's a long time ago.
It is a long time ago. Do you remember that?
No, I don't.
It's a long time ago. But I had found a leveret, a little hare, on a country road, the size of my fist.
Yeah.
And I brought it in. But I mean, it was the worst thing I could have done.
Probably.
Should have left it.
Mm-hmm.
Same with rabbits, is it?
Same with rabbits, for they're never that far from mother. And also birds.
Yeah, leave them.
Leave them. But nature's also cruel.
Oh, indeed. It's not meant to be any other way.
We would get birds falling out of nests brought in. There's a girl in the USPCA who's actually very good at hand rearing. She can hand rear from 2 days old. How she does it, I do not know.
Yeah.
Sandra Marsden. But, say, birds fall out of nests and c'est la vie.
Yeah, they're gone. I had a miracle once with a bird. Really and truly. I was driving my car. This is a true story, and the evidence for this story comes from Larry, Larry Butler, who was the marina manager at the time. I was driving down in the early morning to Carlingford Marina, driving along, and the low sun on the long stretch before turning down into the marina, the low morning sun was just starting to claw its way up in the sky to the east, but it created the effect of blinding me.
Yeah.
So there it was, low, coming at me, but I saw this tiny pinprick of an object coming flying, and it bounced off the front of my car. And I stopped and went back, and it was a tiny little wren.
Really small.
This was small stuff. And I said, "Oh, little bird, you're beaten." And I knew it was, so I put it into my hat, and it was gone. It was unconscious. And I brought it down into the marina, and Larry was there. And I said to Larry, "Look, where do you see this, Larry?" Opened up the hat. I said, you know, there's, what is that thing you're supposed to be able to, he was on the earth 2,000 years ago, that fellow Jesus. He said you could cure things if you told them. I said, "Little bird, I want you to be better again." And blew on it. And the thing started to fly. So Larry nearly dropped dead because he was, "Oh no, it's unlucky to have a bird in the place. Get it out, get it out." So we were hunting this wren in the marina and all of that kind of thing. But we
concussed.
Yeah, absolutely concussed, and that was all it was. It was a very lucky wee bird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But then there's the day I brought you the buzzard.
Yes.
Remember, in the cat's cage.
We see a lot of buzzards.
Do you?
Yeah.
You bring in
A lot of them are poisoned. For people still think that they steal lambs and such like, whereas they're carrion eaters.
Yeah. They're too small to eat lambs. I know they're big. They're like a small turkey.
They'll eat a dead lamb. That's just
they
one
will,
lying
surely.
in the field, yeah.
But like a jumping, gambolling lamb, they'll not be bothered.
No, they won't take that. Mind you, there was one case on the Thryland Road where people were out playing with a rabbit one day, a pet rabbit. Next thing, this thing swooped from the heavens and away with the rabbit.
Away with the rabbit.
Yeah.
The child hanging onto the rabbit's legs.
But by and large, the carrion eaters, they're fantastic animals. Mm-hmm. There was one poor lady in the Armagh Road a couple of years ago. I was driving along, and the buzzard must have been eating carrion on the side of the road, and it flew into the path of her car.
Oh.
And smashed the windscreen.
Oh, it would be.
I don't know if it ended up in the car beside her or not, but it would be a hell of a shock.
They're the size of a small turkey, aren't they?
It would be, yeah. Very, very powerful.
Yeah, yeah. The one I saw, I still have it on my, what do they call it? My phone pictures. I took it. was a cruel beak. Yeah. Just wow.
A flesh-ripping beak.
That thing would pull you apart.
And claws as well.
An amazing product of evolution.
Yeah.
Without a shadow of a doubt. And then there was the day I was on the back road going down Ardlass way. I think I told you this. Going along towards St. John's Lighthouse. St. John's Point. And the window, it was a warm day, the window's open. I suddenly was aware of a presence. I'm doing about 30 miles an hour.
Flying alongside?
Flying alongside me, this little sparrowhawk it seemed to be. He was and he had a vole in its talons. Did I tell you that?
No, you didn't.
And there he was. I was driving along, and there he is, just the same level and the same speed.
You should have had the camera.
Oh, no, then I would have cried. But it was a lovely moment. It was only about 5 seconds, but it seemed like 30 seconds.
It's a beautiful part of the country. I heading out to St. John's.
It is gorgeous there. It is indeed. I mostly saw it from the sea, from the ocean, and got the shock of my life one day. I was coming across Dundrum Bay in my boat. I was alone, sailing alone up to Strangford, and halfway across the bay, I saw this movement in the water, about 300 meters out to port, and it was a whale. A whale. And there it was, I saw the movement, the back coming the hump and going down. And someone referred to it then as a herring hog whale, or I don't know what it was, but that was there that day, and I remembered seeing that. And then in the seal population...
Seals are fantastic.
In Ardlass itself, they were all over the place.
Even at Moorla, I'm from Dundrum, and at the point between Dundrum and Ballykinler, on the Moorla side.
Ah, yeah.
Summertime, you'll have seals up there. They're fantastic animals.
Yeah. Is it? I wondered about swimming with seals.
Seals are vicious.
If they're feel threatened, but would they come at you? Would they?
I don't think if there's young there, apparently they'll come at you.
Yeah, they would.
I remember there was before the Portaferry opened up the aquarium.
The aquarium, yeah.
The National Trust would have rescued a few seals. And I remember, they're beautiful, with beautiful pups. But they've teeth on them like dogs.
They have teeth like dogs.
Yeah, and they would.
So they come at you.
But I remember bottle feeding baby seals, and they were fantastic.
Yeah.
But apparently the mother seal is very protective.
She would be.
But they're very inquisitive animals.
Yeah. And that's a genuine curiosity.
A genuine curiosity.
Not just a sort of a reflexy thing.
No, they will come up to you.
Hello, I'm a seal.
Yeah. Or what are you?
Absolutely. Goodness gracious. Yeah, absolutely. I remember I'm a dab hand at rescuing swans.
A swan can break your arm.
Well, I know how to deal with swans.
Yeah, and people need to be very careful of approaching swans. Swans are strong animals.
Strong animals. There was one at the wall of the courthouse on Trevor Hill, just beside the road, but he's cowering at the wall. He's there. He may or may not be injured, I don't know. So I go down behind him. He's against the wall. He can't go that way. So I go down behind him and I just walking along at a fair old pace, and I get exactly beside him. And I drop to the ground with this arm out like this. I drop to the ground and then catch, and then like this.
Yeah.
So I've now got him with his wings are captured and he can't move.
And the neck.
And the neck's okay. And on another occasion, years before, when coming around Jack Daly's corner in Mary Street, having taken an oil-covered swan out of the river, I came round the corner, and who was standing there but a member of the parachute regiment with his SLR rifle or whatever it was, and the swan's like this here, and I went down into the house.
What's the more dangerous, you or the para?
But there was actually, it was very, very funny. It was, the things that happen in your life are very strange. I'm doing the talking, I'm sorry, I'll shut up in a moment, but I was coming out of the town hall, and I saw an army patrol with dog. People nowadays wouldn't remember it so long ago. But an army patrol with an Alsatian dog coming up Hill Street. And the dog was running around here and there, just sniffing and do blah, blah, blah. And it must have got the whiff of the water, but it took a run for the section of water between the town hall and the bridge.
Aye.
And he jumped up on the wall, and he was going like this, and he went in.
A fair drop.
A fair drop, and the tide was well out. But he survived, and we looked in, and the soldiers were looking in like this here, and they were scratching their heads, not knowing what to do, and all the rest of it. So I thought to myself, we better sort this out. And I had a rope ladder for my boat in the back of the car. So I took the rope ladder out, we fastened it onto the wall at the roundabout where the cenotaph is, and the soldier went down and I went down, and we corralled the dog and brought it back to the rope ladder. Now the question was getting the dog up the rope ladder, and your man's pushing and shoving. So the next thing he hands me the gun, and I hold the gun as he's pushing the dog up. The trouble I get into, I tell you. It was all good fun. God, the things we do in life are extraordinary. Yeah. Tell me this, I was talking this morning about milk, and someone said that organic milk was all important because we should be on organic milk because it's possible in other kinds of milk for all kinds of drugs and antibiotics and the rest of it getting into it. What's the truth in this? What's happening with milk? Is it okay?
Milk, by and large, is okay. The dairies, in particular, are very, very strict about sampling. Every time milk is lifted from a farm, there's a sample taken from that farm.
Yeah.
And it's tested for penicillins and things like that. Penicillin allergies are very rare. And people can become allergic at a very, very low concentration. So penicillin is the big one to worry about. And it, by and large, is well researched and sought out.
So we have nothing really much to worry about, except the amount of calorific value there is in milk.
Calorific value, milk is extreme. Milk is complete food, and don't forget that.
Really?
Carbohydrates, fat, protein. It is a good food. But whether or not we are intended to drink milk or not during our lives is another thing. I myself, I would have drank 3 litres of milk a day. I'm a big fan of the skim milk out of the fridge. But as far as I'm aware, there's about 1,000 calories in a litre of skim milk.
So it wouldn't be a good idea to be taking your 16-ounce sirloin with a pint of milk.
Well, on occasions, it's a special treat.
That's your phone.
That's a special treat.
Oh, that's my phone. How did I get? This could be the Prime Minister, because he was on this morning to me. I was asking about what he had said. Oh, goodness, there you are. Isn't that lovely? Isn't that good? I don't know. We'll see about that. It's not him. Well, just tell him. Hold on. Hello, David. I'm with Liam. Yeah. Okay. You're not coming over to sort out the thing about the amnesty letters, are you? You want me to do it? No. It's. I was in the Alliance Party a long time ago, and you rewarded us at the end of the day by making David Ford the Minister for Security and Defence and all that. No. Listen, I have to go. Sorry. Sorry about that. You have to humour these people, don't you? You really do need to do it. But the other thing then, our feeding of the creatures we have as pets. There's a poor woman going around the town demented because she's lost a lovely black Labrador. That still hasn't turned up. Where do Labradors go when they disappear? I have a bad feeling about this.
There are a lot of pets disappearing at the present time. Where they're going, no one can be quite sure. It's a trouble thing. If the dog was found dead, at least you would know where the dog is.
Yeah.
Not knowing where the dog is mental torture and anguish. And dogs have been stolen before for dog fighting. They bleed the pit bulls on family pets.
Oh, my God.
But that doesn't bear thinking about.
No, it doesn't.
But there are a lot of dogs going missing at the present time. A dog that has run away, you would imagine, would be still running the streets.
Yeah.
So I imagine maybe someone has taken Bella in.
Yeah. Maybe grown fond of Bella.
But at the same time, there is a family breaking their heart over this dog.
Yeah.
And they should take that into account. And the problem is there are that many black Labradors about.
Oh, yeah.
Every time...
Are things that look like black Labradors.
Every time Jean gets the sighting, she's going out.
Yeah. There's the lady who owns it.
Yeah, Jean McNally.
Oh, bless her.
There's a Facebook page dedicated to Bella. And
goodness gracious.
The number of likes is astronomical.
I have to say this to you, and it hurts me to say this. If I went missing, there wouldn't be... There wouldn't.
Would there be a Facebook page for you?
There wouldn't. Maybe Marie would put a photograph and say, R.I.P., end of story, at last. You know, who can say? But, so we hope Bella, if you come across Bella, the black Labrador, do get in touch with us, because there is, as Liam says, a family breaking its heart over them. When I was in Dallas, I met a family who loved creatures. He was a doctor of medicine, and she was his former nurse, and they married, and they had animals. They had dogs, beautiful dogs, And she had a philosophy that all food that we give to pets out of cans and out of bags for dogs is not good. That the dog must eat what the human eats, and you cook chicken for the dog and you cook beef for the dog and all the rest of it. How are we with feeding animals these days?
Dogs are omnivores. They can eat everything, bar a few things that are poisonous. Grapes,
A
onions.
grape would poison a dog.
Grape seeds are highly toxic to dogs' kidneys. Onions as well are toxic. I know a lot of people would give the dogs the scraps of the plate of stew or whatever, including my own mother.
Oh my God.
Who had to stop it. Dog food, nothing in this world goes to waste, especially in food production.
Yeah.
And most dog foods contain what we don't eat. Not a pleasant thing to think about, but it's what goes into them. Dogs can eat human food. There's no problem in that. Dog food, a good dog food is perfectly balanced for the dog's needs. And a dry food is much better for the dog and for you than canned food. Canned food is 80% water, which means 8p out of 10p you spend on a can of food, you're buying water. Good sales trick from the food companies.
Isn't it just?
But to hold the water, they pump it full of sodium, salt. So if you're feeding canned food and fat, it is highly, what's the word I'm looking for? They like the taste of it. It's salty, it's fatty, and they'll kill for a can of food, whereas dry food is...
Yeah. But I mean, does this even apply to the quality canned foods? And I'll not mention any names.
Yes, I would say it does.
Does the same.
80% water. Dry food is 8% water. So value for money, dry food is hard to beat.
Is the better one.
Yeah. And also from a health point of view of your dog. It's low sodium, low fat.
It's a silly question, but do dogs like it?
It's McDonald's versus salad. We all know what's in McDonald's, but if you were given the choice, no one watching, which would you take?
You'd be at the McDonald's and the mini chips, wouldn't you? Absolutely. So there's a lesson, but let's make I know. It's what they have to eat rather than what they want to eat.
Exactly.
Which is the whole thing. Surgery, now you're going back over shortly. You'll have consultations and you'll have surgery then today over in Patrick Street. These days, you know, if I'm in theatre up at Daisy Hill visiting or something, they're using a diathermy knife. Are you using that in the in your practice?
Not yet. Diathermy would be nice, but the price is prohibitive.
Really?
Belfast, they're probably using them because of insured and referrals. They can afford to use them. But the beauty of diathermy, there's no bleeding. It burns and cuts at the same time.
Burns and cuts at the same time. Would you? I suppose too. There is in the cutting, in your operating. If you manage to stay at the right plane in the right area,
exactly,
there'd be a minimal enough amount of bleeding.
The problem arises if you're doing major lumps or mastectomy, something like that. That's where diathermy will come into its own. Yeah,
because in those cases you've got to have a confusion of blood vessels.
That's it.
And there's no way you can say, well, if I cut here, I'm not going through the main blood belt.
But you can still clamp and tie.
Yeah.
Avascular surgery is what you're after. You want a clear field of vision. But in some instances, it's not always possible.
Yeah.
But diathermy, once the hospital starts throwing out the diathermy machines, we'll be able to get one.
One of the most beautiful pieces of television I ever did was, and it sounds strange to tell you this, was a mastectomy on a lady in Dublin with Michael Kieran's, the lead breast surgeon in the matter. He's now in Galway. And it was preventative surgery. It was, the star field that appeared in the X-ray indicated that this woman would be very wise to have the mastectomy. And I was struck by the courage of the woman. She was there, cruciform on the table, swabbed with iodine and ready for the procedure. And I felt there is a very courageous woman. And I was then in total admiration of Michael's skill. And then he started, and the keyhole surgery, going in, removing the breast tissue, which looked for all the world like a pound of mincemeat.
Yeah.
And that was removed. But he significantly took a biopsy. He took a sample, a biopsy from under the nipple of the lady to see had the cancer gone there. he also went into the sentinel node to find out how it had gone there. And the image I have of him was still retaining the dome of skin, of breast skin, working within it, and there was a light behind him. So what I was seeing in the film, what we were filming, obviously done with the full permission of the woman, we were seeing the silhouette of his cutting and the smoke coming up out of the diathermy gun. It was so lovely. It was beautiful.
Surgeons are fantastic.
Oh, I pray when I come back, I'll be a surgeon in my next life. I'd love to be.
I have a friend in Belgium, and he's professor of plastic surgery in the University of Ghent.
Yeah.
And some of the operations he does are absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
And some of the stories he has.
Yeah.
Once they had 2 cleft palate hair lips in the one day. He would go around the night before, speak to the parents of the children. One family had nothing. Big family, no money. And the mother asked, will it affect my child's smile?
Yeah.
The other family were fabulously wealthy, houses everywhere, boats, you name it. And all that mother wanted to know, would her child be perfect? And it just sums up society.
Oh, doesn't it just? Yeah, doesn't it just? Yeah. I suppose too, if you're in Hollywood, in America, you might find yourself doing plastic surgery for animals.
That's it.
Yeah, oh goodness gracious.
Mind you, it is, well, some animals require it. It's unethical for vets to do cosmetic surgery on animals. But the likes of the Shar-Pei, I don't know if you know
What's that?
the wrinkly dogs.
Oh, yeah.
They have that many skin folds. Sometimes it can really mess up their eyes, so you have to do sort of a...
Yeah. Yeah.
The wrinkles normally grow out as they get bigger. They grow into their skin, but initially you have to do nips and tucks to keep their eyes correct.
Yeah, goodness gracious. Well, you're heading back. What are you going back to do?
Finish clinic at 11 or half 11 and then into theatre.
Thank you very much indeed. Did you manage to get our programme over there?
We
you
do,
have
yeah.
it? We're on your wall, aren't
On the
we?
wall, yeah.
Oh, thankfully, that's good. That's good. Because I'm very big in Bombay, Dubai, in Detroit, and in Patrick Street.
I was going to say Patrick, so don't leave that.
Well, I want to play you now the most beautiful, I think one of the most beautiful singers in the world, and it's Nana Muscuri. And Nana is the piece that we're going to do for you. It's Greek, and it really is. It's from the Herodes Atticus Theatre in Athens, and we have a most beautiful piece for you now. And Andrew is right. We'll play it. Thank you, Andrew.